Hello you guys, it is Jksthind, and today we're gonna make like a two-part sort of video where I'm gonna prep everything today and then we're gonna make the actual thing tomorrow. So what we're making today is a layered chocolate cake. I'm so excited for this. So this is gonna be the first part of the video. So for today's video, I'm gonna be using two traditional chocolate Pillsbury cake boxes. You can actually make it from scratch, and I've made some from scratch, but just for the sake of like my sanity and not going out like a bajillion times, we already had these in our pantry, so this is what I grabbed. You're also gonna grab pudding to make it a little bit more dense, and we're gonna need oil. I'm using corn oil, and we're gonna need some milk. And then I have these pans right here. They're about 2-inch pans, they're round pans. I don't know the diameter, but if I figure it out, I'll put it in the description box below. And then I have a spatula to fold. I have my little measuring cups, which come in super handy. And then I also have my stand mixer. So another thing that you're gonna need is you're gonna need some baking soda to help it rise. And let's get started. So first of all, I'm gonna open these guys up, and what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually gonna toss both of them into my stand mixer. All right. So now that I have all of my cake back into here, I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn on the oven, and I'm gonna preheat it to about 350 degrees. Okay, so now that that's going, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna add in 2 cups of milk. And what we're gonna do is, instead of adding water, which is gonna thin out our batter, we're gonna add milk, and that'll help our cake be more firm. So 2 cups of this guy. And then we're gonna add 1 whole cup of oil. I like to eyeball the pudding because it kind of depends. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw 1 of these in here, and then we're gonna mix it, and then we're gonna see if we need more. If not, or if we do, then we can toss more in there. But I like to start off with 1 and then kind of go from there. So now that that's in there, I'm gonna go grab some baking soda, and we're gonna put baking soda. So I have some baking soda, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So I'm gonna put in the attachment, I'm gonna put in this guy, and before I actually do that, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a mix with my spatula, just to kind of get the ingredients kind of going. And I'm gonna make sure that I kind of scrape both sides, or all the sides, scrape the bottom, just so everything is kind of, you know, able to mix well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. It'll take about like 4 to 5 minutes, and I'm gonna keep scraping this. Okay, so while that was kind of stirring and everything, I went ahead and took the liberty of greasing all 4 of my pans. I do want to make this a 4-layer cake, and let me show you guys the batter because it looks so delicious. So this is what our batter looks like. It's very thick, and that's kind of what we want, because we want to be able to stack them and for it to not collapse under its own weight. If it was too soft, that would happen. So I'm just gonna kind of go around and scoop equal amounts of it, or as equal as I can get it, into all 4 of the pans. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my spatula, and I'm just gonna kind of go around the pan and make sure I flatten this guy. And if you wanted to be like really precise, you could just use like a measuring cup. I just like to eyeball it because, you know, why not? So now that I have them kind of poured in, I've kind of flattened them out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of like banging them against the table to kind of level them out, and also get rid of any air bubbles that there might be. Anyways, so now that I've gotten all of that done, I'm gonna go ahead and pop these guys in the oven. The oven's all ready for me, and we're gonna let them bake for about 20-ish minutes, and then I'm gonna go check on them. Okay, so I'm vlogging off my phone right now, but this is how they're looking. I just took them out. In about 20 minutes, they were perfectly done. So these are gonna sit here for about another like 17 to 20 minutes before we flip them out onto cake racks. and then we put them into the fridge for about a day. So I took out my cooling racks and I gave these about like 20 minutes to kind of cool down. They're kind of warm to the touch, but I think that we'll be able to flip these guys. Now we're gonna flip all 4 of these guys out, and then we're gonna put these guys in the fridge, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, they look so good. It smells divine in here. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these into the fridge. All right, you guys, so we had a quick scene change. We're actually in my living space in my apartment. I also got some icing colors. These are from Wilton, and they have 12 different colors, so I thought that was pretty cool. I have sprinkles, because who doesn't like sprinkles? I also have a glass, and this is to help make it easier to fill up our icing bags. And then I have 2 different types of tips. I have the extra large tips from Wilton, and then I have this. I taught myself to decorate cupcakes, and it's like an 18-piece set. So it has an offset spatula, it has 5 different tips, and it has some disposable bags. And I believe this was $11.90 something, so this was about $12, and this was, I think, $5. I don't remember, but somewhere around that range. So I have all that, and then this. You guys, I didn't even know that they made icing like this. This is 4 pounds of white creamy icing, and it's specially made for decorating cakes. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're gonna go ahead and open up our icing. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I ended up taking one of the bags, and I ended up just putting it into my glass right here. And now I'm gonna take my measuring cups, and I'm gonna go into my, this is so like soft, you guys. And I'm just gonna take a spoon, and I'm gonna dump that right out into the... So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna peel that up, and I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna start pulling or pushing down. All right, so now that I have all my frosting into a bag, I'm gonna go ahead and snip the tip right off. And that's gonna help it sort of come down. Now that we have that done, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this guy back. I'm gonna place just a dollop of this on my cake serving tray, and I'm gonna pick up the first layer, and I'm gonna just lay it down. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go in with my offset spatula, and I'm going to start smoothing this out. So this is going to be my last layer, because the other layer actually broke while I was bringing it here. So this guy, I'm actually going to turn over, and I'm going to place it front side down so that I have like a very sort of clean surface on top. I'm just going to start piping around the cake. So as I'm frosting it, I'm noticing a lot of crumbs, but that's okay because this is just a crumb coat. So that looks like the crumb coat is all done and I'm so excited, you guys. I'm gonna go put this into the fridge and I'm gonna let it sit overnight and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Alright you guys, so today I'm finally gonna be able to frost my cake and decorate it. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a red ombre sort of cake because that's what I've seen been the easiest. So I have 3 bowls here with me to mix together the different sort of colors, and I'm gonna go ahead and scoop out some frosting. So now that I've put frosting into all 3 of my bowls, I'm gonna go into my red food coloring. Now is the tricky part, is kind of measuring out how much you're gonna need for your ombre. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. So that looks more like a red. Okay. So next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and toss in the extra large Wilton 2A tip. So now I'm gonna go ahead and toss this guy into my cup, and then I'm gonna use my measuring scoop to scoop it into the bag. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside for right now, and I'm gonna move on to my next frosting color. So for this one, I'm gonna go in with that red again, and then I'm just gonna mix that up. So what I went ahead and did was I put all of my frostings, all 3 of my different shades of like red/pink into frosting bags, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've been at this for almost a week now, so I'm excited to get this over with. So what I'm gonna start by doing is I'm gonna start by piping 2 lines of the red all the way around. So I'm gonna leave that guy right there, and I'm gonna go in with the second old color, and I'm just gonna pipe 2 lines worth of that as well. Alright, second color done. I'm gonna go in with the lightest color. Alright, third color done. Okay, so here is where it could go really, really bad. That is when I take my smoother and I smooth everything out. So, I've watched a lot of videos because, you know, why not? And you're supposed to hold it at an angle and give like medium pressure. I'm so scared, you guys. Oh, that's not bad! What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in to the places where everything feels a little bit sparse, and I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna fill with that color of icing. Alright, you guys, so I just kind of went in and went around and just smoothed everything out. So now with the, like, there's a little lip that's been created on the top, and we're just gonna kind of whisk that inwards so that we can get really sharp edges. Okay, so for the top, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into my sprinkles. I'm sick and tired of smoothing everything. So I'm just gonna kind of spread these guys on. All right, okay, so here's the finished product. I'm gonna clean this guy up and I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna show you guys the finished look. I'm so excited. It looks really good.